Let's begin with the lecture. So in the last class, we were discussing cyclic codes and we discussed one method to generate a cyclic code, and at the end we came to know that the cyclic codes that is generated using that method is a non-systematic code. That means in the code word that is generated at the end of that method, that code word is not systematic. That is, their data vectors and parity bits, they are inseparable. It is difficult to identify the data bits and parity bits. Like we have studied when we talk about systematic codes. So systematic codes, suppose this is an n-bit systematic code, it is easier for us to identify. So we are defining code word by vector v. It is easier to identify message bits. So these k bits are your message bits, whereas the other bits will be your parity bits, and that will be equal to n minus k bits. So k bits are your message bits and n minus k bits your parity bits. So the total code word length becomes n bit. So in such code words where message bits and parity bits can be separated, such code words are called systematic codes. So let us see how can we generate a systematic cyclic code with the help of generator polynomial when our data vector is given to us. So to generate a cyclic code, suppose you have a data vector. We are discussing its so ux is the data vector and we denote it by u0 plus u1x plus u2x square up to uk minus 1 x raised to the power k minus 1. Similarly, px is your parity polynomial so px will be your parity polynomial and code word vx is your code word. So to determine vx, that is your final code word, what you have to do, you have to multiply xn minus k to your data vector polynomial. You have to multiply x raised to the power n minus k to the data vector polynomial. So this is your data vector, ux is your data vector polynomial, and you have to add parity polynomial to it. So now how do you determine this parity polynomial? Now so this is how a code word is generated. Now with the help of this equation only, let us find out how can we find out parity polynomial. So for finding out parity polynomial, what you have to do in the above equation, you will be adding parity polynomial on both the side And we know that in binary addition, all the addition terms are denoted by we do modulo 2 addition in that. Since px and px, these two are common, they will be, their addition will be 0. So therefore we will be left with sorry. So we'll be left with this equation. Now dividing both sides by gx and taking its remainder. So how do we denote it? I'll write, we have to take remainder we have to take remainder. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So taking remainder by dividing by gx. Gx is your generator polynomial. So let me define. We have already. So gx is your generator polynomial. And is denoted by v0 plus v1x up to its degree is n minus 1. Sorry, n minus k. And its coefficient would be g0 and so this is a generator polynomial. So dividing by generator polynomial on both sides and taking its remainder, we will get so the first term is Vx mod of Gx. The second term becomes Px parity polynomial divided by Gx. Mod Gx. Now we know that since Vx is the multiplication of Gx into Ux, right? We know this thing. So that means whenever we'll be dividing Vx by Gx, remainder will be so whenever this mod means you have to divide Gx by Vx, and here the term question comes Gx into Q, and there will be certain terms, and this term is called remainder, and remainder, or we call it as mod value. So this is what, whenever we'll be taking Vx mod Gx, we'll be talking about remainder term. So Vx mod Gx, if Vx is the multiplication of Gx into Ux, so Vx mod Gx would be 0. So that means our first term becomes equal to 0. And since parity polynomial is of the order of parity polynomial is n minus k minus 1. So this is for first. Let's call this as first term. Let's call this as second term. So for solving first term, this was used, and for solving second term, this is getting used. So the order of parity polynomial is n minus k minus 1. And we know that the order of gx is n minus k. Now, since the order of parity polynomial is less than the order of gx, so if we divide px, by gx, will not be getting the remainder will be as it is, because its order is, I should, so if I divide px by gx and take its remainder, that would be equal to px only. Let's take one example to understand this point. Suppose we are talking about 7, 4. Let's talk about 7, 4 cyclic code. And in that case, order of gx will be, so this is just an example. Order of gx would be 3 and order of px would be 2. So let's take any value. So let's say gx, since the order of gx is 3, its degree is 3, so let's take that value as 1 plus x square plus x cube. And similarly, px will be of the order of 2. So let's take that as 1 plus x square. So this is the simplest thing that we can assume. So whenever we'll be dividing px by gx, let me write down the values only. So whenever I'll be dividing px, that is 1 plus x square, here it would be gx, this order will be, I am I'm taking some wrong values. Okay, since the degree of this degree is less than the maximum degree, so we'll be getting px as, so remainder will remain same, that is remainder of such division will remain same. So that is why we are saying that px mod of gx will be equal to px. Now let's take this value back over here. Now substituting the above values, px is equal to the right hand term. So we had to calculate px, that was our parity polynomial to generate our systematic cyclic code. So let me rewrite these steps for you all. So the steps to find out parity polynomial are, the first step is you will be given with your data polynomial and generator polynomial. So you have to multiply ux x by x raised to the power n minus k. So the second step is you have to obtain a remainder polynomial, and that can be obtained by, that means you have to obtain a, basically that remainder polynomial is your parity polynomial. Let me write, you have to obtain parity polynomial with the formula that we just now obtained, and you will be obtaining it by dividing it by gx and taking its remainder, and then the final code word can be written in the form of x raised to the power n minus k ux plus px. So this is how we can write a systematic cyclic code. So let's do one example for better understanding. So you have to consider a 7,4 cyclic code with generator polynomial gx equal to 1 plus x cube. So this is your generator polynomial. You have to obtain code polynomial in a systematic form for following sequences. So the first part is you have to find for 1010, and the second part is 0011. So for these two information vectors, that means for these two this will be, take this as u1 and take this as u2. Take one as u and other as u dash. So these are the steps. What you have to do, first you have to multiply qx by x raised to the power n minus k. So if we are going to solve this, n for this is 7 and k is 4. This means n minus k would be 3. So you have to multiply your data vector polynomial, that is u by x raised to the power 3. So how will we write ux? It will be written as 1 plus 0 into x plus 1 into x square plus 0 into x cube. So it will be written as 1 plus x square and x cube ux can be written as x cube
X
plus x5. Now what you have to do, you have to divide this to obtain parity polynomial. You have to divide this term by gx. So this is your first step. So your second step is you have to divide x cube plus x5 by gx, which is given to us, and you have to take out its remainder. So gx is 1 plus x cube. So we'll write it as 1 plus x cube, and this is x5 plus x cube. So this is gx, this is gx, and this is your x cube ux. So you have to find out quotient and remainder. So the first term is you have to multiply by x square. So you will get x5 plus x cube plus x square. Now whenever you will do such additions, we know that in binary things we have addition or subtraction. Generally when you do division, you use subtraction formula, right? But anyways, in binary subtraction also we do XOR addition. So always we will be performing, for such division methods also we'll be performing XOR addition. So we'll be modulo 2 adding these terms. So x5 XOR x5 will be, they will be cancelled. These two will be cancelled. Similarly x cube and x cube will be cancelled, and we will be left by 0 XOR x square. So that would be x square only. So this is our remainder, and this remainder is your parity polynomial. So this is your parity polynomial, which will be written by then we have in the third step we have to find out Vx, which is equal to x cube times ux plus Vx, and we'll be writing this as x5 plus x cube plus x square, and we always denote it in from lower degree to higher degree. So I'll rearrange the terms from lower to higher order, x cube plus x5. So which means our code word would be, so constant term is, there is no constant term, 0. X ka coefficient is 0, then x square 1, coefficient of x cube is 1, coefficient of x4 is 0, and coefficient of x5. So this is your and what should be the maximum order? The order of Vx, it should be n minus 1. That means there will be one more term. These bits should be of n number. We should have n bits, that means 7 bits. And the maximum coefficient should be x raised to the power 6, whose coefficient is equal to 0. So this is your code word, and we can very well see that our the given code word was 1010, and here in this this is your message bit. You can easily see your message bits separated by the parity bits. Now do it yourself for the second part. Solve it for the message vector 0011.
Ma'am, parity bit will be x cube and
Parity bit would be
x cube.
X cube, okay.
And the equation will be code word 000101110. Then that is like 7 digit will also
7
be
bit
there.
Can you tell me what is the final code word? 000
10110.
10110. See, when we are talking about systematic code word, हमारे पास यहाँ पे 0011 is not coming. So this code word is not correct.
Okay, ma'am.
We can directly check it from the answer and the given question. Fine. So recalculate it. What you have to do, the code vector for this would be u0 is 0, u1 is 0, x square plus x cube. So this would be your code word, code vector. So in the first step, you have to multiply by x cube ux. In the second step, you have to find parity polynomial by dividing x cube ux by gx and taking out the remainder.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, code word is 0001101.
0001101.
For
सर 0001101. यहाँ पे भी हमारा 0011 कैन नॉट बी सेपरेटेड. Okay, let's try it once.
Ma'am, is it 11110011?
111. Well, you said 1110011. This can be a code word, but according to my calculation, the code word is 010. When I calculated it previously, it is 0011. So let's check which of these two is correct. So you have to multiply ux by x cube. It would be x5 plus x6. In the next step, you have to divide it by gx, and gx is 1 plus x cube. So it is x cube plus x plus 1, and x cube ux is x6 plus x5. So first we'll be multiplying it by x cube, x6 plus x4 plus x. So taking XOR of these two rows, we will get x5 plus x4 plus x. Next we'll be taking x square into multiplication, so that the higher order term is x5. So we get x5
Ma'am, wouldn't
plus,
it be x cube instead of x?
sorry, yes, it would be x cube.
Yes, ma'am.
X cube, right, it would be x cube. And what about the second row? This would be x5 plus x cube. So it would be x cube plus x square. So when we'll be taking XOR of these two rows, we'll get x4 plus x square. Now again, adding x to the quotient, we get x4 plus x square plus x. x4 plus x square plus x. That means we are left with x only. We'll be left with x only. Now Vx would be x cube qx plus px. So our px that we got is equal to x. So this would be x6 plus x5 plus x. So let's write it in reverse order. And so the code word would be, coefficient would be 0, 1. Coefficient of x is 1. Coefficient of x square 0, x cube 0, x4 0, x5 1, and x6 1. So this is your final code word. I think ईशान आपसे भी कहीं पे मिस्टेक हुई थी.
हाँ मैम, वो रिमाइंडर कैलकुलेशन में एक मिस्टेक हो गया था.
ठीक है,
Yes, same. आगे बढ़ते हैं.
हो गया, ठीक है. What I'll do ना, I think जो हम क्लास में प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, that is not sufficient for you all. इसमें आपको प्रैक्टिस चाहिए. So I'll post few questions before the next class. और अगर आपको कोई उसमें डाउट होगा तो we can discuss those questions in the class. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
So this is your final code word, and from here also we can see, this is not, we can see that your code vector, your message vectors 0011, 0011 can be easily separated by the parity bits. Now the next way to generate, the polynomial method is one way of generating cyclic code. The other method to generate cyclic codes is using generator matrix, and for checking the error, we can use parity check matrices. So how do we write generator matrices and parity check matrices? The other method of detection and correction will remain same, like we did learned in linear block codes. So let's first learn how do we write the generator and parity check matrices. For cyclic codes. suppose you have n comma k cyclic code with you. Since the code is cyclic, its matrix will also be cyclic in nature. So when we talk about generator polynomial, we write it in this form: g0 plus g1x plus g2 x square up to g raised to the power gn minus k x raised to the power n minus k. So this is the generator polynomial. Now when we have to write down generator matrix, the order of generator matrix is, so when we'll be talking about generator matrix, what is the order of generator matrix? It has k rows. That means the number of message bits is equal to the number of rows of generator matrix cross n. So the order of generator matrix, n is the code word length. So the order of generator matrix is k cross n. And when we talk about systematic codes, for systematic codes, we write generator matrix in the form ik colon p or in the form p colon ik. So this is how we represent the generator polynomial, generator matrix. So now when we have to represent generator matrix with the help of generator polynomial, how are we going to write it? So the first row of the generator matrix will be same as g0, g1, g2 up to gn minus k, and the rest of the terms will be 0. Since these are the n minus k columns, we need n number of columns in this. So we will be adding k number of zeros to the first row. Similarly, we'll be shifting for generating the second row, we'll be shifting our first row by 1 bit. That means here would be g1, g0, g1. Here it would be g n minus k minus 1. Below 0 will have n minus k, and rest k minus 1 zeros will appear, and over here also we'll have 0. Similarly, next row would be 0, 0, g0, and then g1. Here you have g n minus k minus 1, g n minus k, and then g, then 0, then 0 up to 0. So you keep on shifting the row up to the point where you get g n minus k as the last element of the column, and you'll get this when you will be repeating it for k rows. Okay, so these rows will be k rows, and there would be n number of columns. So this is how you generate generator matrix. Now when you will be generating generator matrix with the help of polynomial, you will find out that the matrix obtained is of the non-systematic nature. So you will obtain non-systematic generator matrix. So what you have to do, you have to apply matrix reduction method row matrix reduction in rows. You will be applying matrix reduction method to generate it in systematic form, and systematic form is this one. So you have to apply matrix deduction method to generate a systematic generator matrix. Fine. So this is how we we obtain generator matrix. Now similarly, how do we obtain a parity check matrix? Now we know that when we'll be talking about parity check matrix, we know that Gx is one of the factor of x raised to the power n plus 1 and the other term is hx. Gx is a factor and the rest of the portion that is left is hx, which is called as parity check polynomial, and the order of hx would be, since gx is of the order of n minus k, the order of hx would be so order of gx it is n minus k. Order of your final polynomial is x raised to is n, so order of hx would be k. Now how will we write a parity check matrix H with the help of your parity check polynomial? So what do we have to do? So we said that it is of the order of k, so hx can be written in this form: h naught plus h1x plus h2x square plus hk x raised to the power k. So this is the parity check polynomial, and when you have to write down parity check matrix, and the order of parity check matrix is its number of rows is equal to number of redundant bits or number of parity bits, and number of columns is equal to the code word length, that is n. Now when you will be writing parity check matrix, you have to keep this in mind that again you will be using the same thing. You will be replacing rows by the coefficients, but the first element. Am I not audible? Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So what was Ishan saying then? Ishan नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है? So we'll be writing parity check matrix. And it will be of the order n minus k cross n. And what you have, the first element of the parity check matrix, that is first row and first column, will be the higher order term. यहाँ पे opposite हो जाएगा generator polynomial से. In generator polynomial, you have to keep this, otherwise ये confusion करेगा. You have to see this thing, that in generator polynomial, first coefficient, first term, first element is constant term, that is g naught. It is the constant term, whereas in parity check matrix, it is the higher order term, the maximum order term. And then you have to start writing your polynomial. So it will start with hk, the next element would be hk minus 1, you have to repeat it up to h0, and since this is of the order of the number of columns will be n, so these are k number of elements, so you have to write n minus k zeros over here. So you have to write n minus k zeros. Similarly, the next row will be written as, you have to shift one element hk, h1, h0, and then again n minus k minus 1 0, and the next 0 will come in as the first element of the second row. Similarly, third, fourth, and fifth, and you have to repeat it up to the point till you reach the n minus kth row, and the elements would be you have to start with hk minus 1, and the last element would be h0. So this is how you'll be writing a parity check matrix. Again, this parity check matrix will be in a non-systematic form. Non-systematic H matrix will be obtained. You have to reduce it to systematic form by using matrix reduction method, and the systematic form will be, if your generator matrix is of IK, agar generator matrix is IKP, you're writing generator matrix in this order, then your parity matrix will be written as P transpose I n minus k. And if generator matrix is written in this form, P comma P dot IK, then you have to write parity check matrix, obtain parity check matrix in this form. Now let's solve one numerical for better understanding. So let us take the common generator polynomial that was 1 plus x cube. So let us find the generator and parity check matrices for n comma k cyclic code with gx equal to 1 plus x cube. So this is the so you have to find generator matrix with the help of this polynomial. So let us write down, we are given with the generator matrix which is 1 plus x plus x cube. So how are we going to write generator matrix? The order of generator matrix would be the number of, so take the here n comma k as seven comma 4. So the generator matrix will be of the order of k cross n, that means 4 rows and 7 columns. So the first row will be written as G0, which is 1, G1x, which is again 1, G2x square, which would be 0, G3x cube, it would be again 0. And then you have to fill n minus k zeros over here. Sorry, k zeros. ये आपका n minus k term है, तो आपको k zeros fill करना है. Basically, you have to make number of columns as 7. So right now we have 4 columns. So we have to fill 3 zeros. Now the next row will be written as, you have to shift the first row and then you have to repeat the elements. Then again you have, for writing down the third row, you have to shift your second row by 1 bit and you have to repeat the elements. Then for writing the fourth row, so this is how we are going to write generator matrix. Now if you will observe from this from the above matrix, you'll observe that this is not a systematic matrix. That means you cannot identify any identity matrix over here. So what do we have to do? So the above matrix is not in systematic form. So what you have to do? You have to obtain a systematic matrix. So what you can do? You can apply matrix reduction method. So if you look at these two rows, row 1 and row 2, if we want to write our matrix as P colon IK, we can write it in this form, because our first and second rows, they are looking like the rows of an identity matrix. So that means we need to apply reduction method in these two rows. So how do we apply matrix reduction method? We will, so let's call this as R3, R4, R1 and R2. So what we have to do, we have to make, for applying matrix reduction method, if we want it to look like an identity matrix, we have to make this term as 0 and these two terms also as 0. So what we can do to make this term as 0, what we can do, we can change R3 to R3 addition. Addition is modulo 2 addition, R1, and we'll change all the elements of R3. So G, if I rewrite G, so first we are only changing the third row, so that means all the elements of the first, second and fourth row will remain same. So we are adding these two rows. 1 and 0 will be 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1 would be 0, and 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0, 0. They will be copied as it is. So this means our third row is also solved. It looks similar to the identity matrix. Now we have to apply this matrix reduction method in the fourth row. So now if I add R4, if I want to change R4, and if I add R4 with R4 plus R1, since I have to change these two terms as 0, if I change R4 to R4 plus R1 plus R2, so this time we'll be changing only fourth row, so that means we'll be copying all the other three rows. So we have to add these three terms. Let me highlight them. R4, R1 and R2. So let's add them. So 1 0 0 would be 1. It would be 1 1 1 0. So we have even number of 1, so it would be 0. 0 1 0 would be 1. 1 0 1, even number of 1s, it would be 0. 0 1 1, even number of 1s are there, it would be 0. This would be 0 again, 0 0 0, and 0 0 1 would be 1. Now we can see that this is your identity matrix of order 4, and this is your parity check matrix of order 4 cross 3. So this is how you obtain a parity check matrix. Now you can directly obtain your H matrix from here, or you can verify finding your H matrix. Use both the methods. So if I want to find directly, the order of H matrix would be n minus k cross n. And how do I write it? I'll take, if I4 is written next, I'll be writing it in I n minus k, which is I3 colon P transpose 3 cos 4. So if I write it directly, it would be 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. P transpose would be 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 0 0 triple 1. So this we have obtained directly. What you do, you verify it by using the polynomial method. Obtain, you have gx and x raised to the power n is 7 plus 1. You have gx as x cube plus x plus 1. Find hx. Find hx first. And then use the above method. So for finding out hx, you have to divide x raised to the power 7 plus 1 by x cube plus x plus 1. Tell me what will be the value of hx. Are you solving? Is somebody solving? No one is solving this.
Yes, Miss Ma'am.
क्या वैल्यू आई है मनाली?
And 0?
Remainder would be 0, but what would be hx? What is the
Ma'am?
quotient over here?
Ma'am, x4 plus x square.
X is x4 plus x square only. There will be two more terms. It would be x4 plus x square plus x plus 1. So, let's solve it once again. Ishan, help me in solving this. I think अभी आपको कोई confusion हो रही है modular 2 addition में. So first term will be x4, what you have already solved, right? So what
Yes,
will we
ma'am.
get over here? What do I have to write?
x7 plus x4 plus, sorry, x7 plus x5 plus x4.
Plus x4, and the first two terms will be cancelled. So we will be left with, let's write it in from higher order to lower order, x5 plus x4 plus 1. Now we'll be multiplying it with
X square.
x square. So we'll get x5 plus
X cube plus
x cube plus x square. So these two terms will be cancelled. So we'll be left with x4 plus x cube plus x square plus 1. Now again, this term is, the degree of the term that we obtained is higher than your generator polynomial. So we'll be multiplying it by
X.
x. So we'll get x4 plus x square plus x. So again, this will be cancelled, this will be cancelled. So we'll be left with x cube plus x plus 1. That means we have to add 1 now, and we'll get the same coefficient. So our hx would be x4, x raised to the power 4 plus x square plus x plus 1. So if I write it like this, h0 plus h1x plus h2 x square, h3 is 0 over here, so the coefficient of x cube is 0, plus h4 x raised to the power x4. Now if we have to mention matrix, so the matrix will be of the order of first n minus k, which is 3 cross n. So there will be 3 rows. So the first row will be written by filling the first element by the coefficient of the highest order. So the first element would be 1, coefficient of x cube is 0, x square 1, x 1, constant term is 1, and then you have to fill this, you have to make how many number of zeros over here? You have to make 7. This number of columns are 7. So 5 are already there. You have to fill 2 zeros over here. Now again, you will be replacing the second row by 0, and you will be writing it as 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. The third row by shifting the second row by 1 bit. So 0, 0, and then you have to write 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. So again, you can see that this is not in systematic form. And since you earlier you reduced your P generator matrix in P and IK, So you have to reduce it such that the first part becomes I raised to the power n minus k and the second part becomes p transpose. So basically what you have to do, the first thing should be 0, 0, 0. So you only have, if you observe this matrix, you only have to reduce this element or this row. Otherwise, this is an identity matrix. So what will be the method that you'll be using? What will be? What changes will you do in first row? This is row 1, row 2 and row 3. So you have to make this element as 0. So see, addition of which two rows will actually make this only, will affect only this element. So if you add first row and third row, first row and second row will make all these elements. If you add first row and second row, it will make all these elements as 1, which we do not desire. So addition of first and second row will not help. So if you add first and third row, you'll see that the first element remains same, the second element becomes 0, and the third element, since you're adding 1 and 1, it will again become 0. So what you have to do, you have to replace your first row by the addition of first and third row. So H3 cross 7 will be, the other two rows will remain same. The only change will be there in first row, which would be 1, 0, 0. You have to add these terms. So it would be 1, 0, 1, 1. So this is the parity check matrix that you obtain, and the earlier parity check matrix was, this was 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 0, 1, 1. 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 0, 1, 1. So hence it is verified that by using both the methods, we get same parity check matrix, and the error detection and error correction can be formed in the similar fashion like we performed in linear block tools. So again, over there you have to calculate, if you get any received vector, you have to calculate its syndrome by multiplying it with H transpose. And if you get a 0 vector, 0 syndrome, that means there is no error. And if you do not get a 0 vector, that means there is an error. Okay, so this was all about cyclic codes. We'll be starting the next topic from the next class. So that is all for today from my side.
आपने मैट्रिक्स कैसे या
हेलो, हाँ मनाली बोलो।
मैम वो HX का बता दीजिए ना, 1 + x + x² + x4 कैसे आया? मेरा मिस हो गया।
क्या चीज?
HX। यस मैम, 1 + x
ये कैसे है?
यस मैम, हाँ मैम।
ये 1 + x + x³ तो आपको जनरेटर पॉलिनोमियल ऑलरेडी गिवन है, ये gx है, दिस इज gx. सो hx कैसे आया? आपको क्या करना है, लेट मी रीसॉल्व इट. आपको डिवाइड करना है x⁴n, which is 7 + 1. You have to divide it by generator polynomial. So this was x³ + x + 1. Now, ठीक है, तो हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं hx फाइंड आउट करने के लिए? हम लोग, पता चल गया, हम लोग gx
समय आपकी आवाज मिस हो गई थी तो शायद मुझे नहीं
अच्छा
समझा।
ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से निकालना है। अभी सॉल्व हो जाएगा।
ठीक है
तो किसी और को
कुछ
के लिए
लिया
repeat करना है?
मैंने।
So, किसी और को कोई डाउट है?
नो मैम।
Okay, then I'm closing this session. Thank you all.